What's poppin', homies? It's your favorite homegirl, Gossip Girl, and I'm coming in with some news. And I'm pretty sure you guys heard about this because this has been in the news. It has been on TV, and I just feel like this is really, really, really sad. And it's just getting out of hand. A lot of stuff is just getting out of hand. This young lady name is Breonna Taylor, okay? And the family is seeking answers in the fatal police shooting in her apartment. Let's get into it. Breonna Taylor was working as an EMT when the pandemic hit the country, helping to save lives while trying to protect her own. On March 13th, the 26-year-old aspiring nurse was killed in her apartment, shot at least 8 times by police officers who officials have said were executing a drug warrant. According to a lawsuit filed by her family, accusing officers of wrongful death, excessive force, and gross negligence. Not one person has talked to me. Not one person has explained anything to me. Tamika Palmer, that's Taylor's mother, said in an interview, "I want justice for her. I want them to say her name. There's no reason Breonna should be dead at all." According to the lawsuit filed April 27th, police executed a search warrant at Taylor's home looking for a man who did not live in Taylor's apartment complex and had already been detained when officers came to Taylor's apartment after midnight. Taylor's boyfriend, Kenneth Walker, was also in the apartment and, according to the lawsuit, shot at officers when they attempted to enter without announcing themselves. The lawsuit alleges that police fired more than 20 rounds of ammunition into the apartment. Taylor's death is the kind that could have drawn national headlines in the Black Lives Matter era, like deaths of Sandra Bland, but has gotten little attention during the spread of the news because of the pandemic and all the other stuff. Okay, the pandemic headlines were partly to blame in drowning out news of Taylor's death, but so too is gender bias, said attorney Ben Crump, who has risen to prominence in recent years as the lawyer for several high-profile cases involving black men killed by police and neighborhood vigilantes. None of the officers involved have been charged in the connection with the shooting. Walker, a licensed gun owner who was not injured in the incident, was arrested and faces charges of first-degree assault and attempted murder of a police officer. Okay, the Metro Police Department spokeswoman Jessie Halliday declined to comment on the case and said in a statement, "There is an ongoing public integrity investigation in this case, and therefore it would be inappropriate for us to comment at this time." Crump, hired Monday to represent Taylor's family, also represents the family of Ahmaud Arbery, whose killing in South Georgia while jogging was recorded by another man. Okay, the video that sparked a movement among black runners and gained public attention that resulted in the arrest of the 2 white men accused of shooting him nearly 80 days ago. They're killing our sisters just like they're killing our brothers. But for whatever reason, we have not given our sisters the same attention that we have given to Trayvon Martin, Michael Brown, Stephon Clark, Terrence Crutchner, Alton Sterling, Philando Castile, Eric Gardner, Laquan McDonald, Crump said. Breonna's name should be known by everybody in America who said those other names because she was in her own home doing absolutely nothing wrong. A phone call in the middle of the night was the first sign something was wrong for Palmer, Taylor's mother, she said in an interview on the 19th. With the 19th. I think that's a publication. When Palmer answered, her daughter's boyfriend was on the other end, saying someone was trying to break into the couple's apartment. Still shaking off the fog of sleep, Palmer jumped out of the bed. At Walker's next words, "I think they shot Breonna." Palmer got dressed and left home for what would be an hours-long ordeal. She drove her to her daughter's apartment, to the hospital, and then back to the apartment as the sun rose. She said officers gave her little information and asked whether she had any enemies or whether she and her boyfriend were having problems. Finally, Palmer figured it out that her daughter was dead. Palmer gets emotional when she considers that she was more concerned with her daughter's safety as a healthcare worker than she was about being safe in her own home. She was an essential worker. She had to go to work, Palmer said. She didn't have a problem with that. To not be able to sleep in her own bed without someone busting down her door and taking her life. I was just like, make sure you wash your hands. The Black Lives Movement caught on in 2014, sparked by social media campaigns and public outrage, drawing attention to killing of unarmed Black Americans by police officers, and sometimes leading to the arrest, prosecutions, and other rare cases, convictions of the shooters. While many of the headlines and hashtags are often for men, the primary victims of such shootings, Black women, are also impacted. Taylor's sister, Janiyah Palmer, has been on social media daily, posting pictures of the two of them with hashtags like Justice for Bree, to remind people that she was a victim and not a suspect in a crime. Taylor did not have a criminal record. I'm just getting awareness for my sister, for people to know who she is, what her name is, said Janiyah Palmer, who's 20 years old, who lived with Taylor but was not at home at the time of the incident. It is literally just as equal. There's no difference. Photos and videos of runners with hashtags like hashtag run with Maud and hashtag Ahmaud Arbery were trending in recent days, including Friday, which would have been Arbery's 26th birthday. Crump is now calling for the same attention for Taylor. If you ran for Ahmaud, you need to stand for Bree, he said. So you guys, what do you think about this? Let me know in the comment section. Either way it goes, this is a sad case. It's messed up. It is so messed up that this is going on. You know, the family wants justice for her. And you know what? And they have every right to want justice for her. You know, they should want justice for her. But it's just, you know, it's just really, really crazy, you know, that this is happening. It's happening so much. You know, it's like every time you read the headlines, either online or the newspaper, it's the cops killing this person. Is this person being shot? Is this person, the cops busting in the homes? It's like, come on, you know, like this has to stop. This has to stop. Now, they did say that the guy that was at her home, the cops said that because they didn't know who was at the door, he was letting off shots at the door. Now, if you live in a neighborhood, I don't know what type of neighborhood she lives in, but it's in the middle of the night, and someone playing on your door or knocking on your door or doing whatever, you're going to protect yourself. And if you don't get no response, you're going to protect yourself, right? The guy didn't know those were police. I'm pretty sure if he knew there was a police at the door, he wouldn't have shot. Which I don't think so. I don't think he would have shot, you know, if he knew there was a police at the door. Or whatever the case may be. Why are you... I mean, it's in the middle of the night, you know, and they already had... I think they said her boyfriend was detained already. So it's like, what are you doing? Like, come on, the person they was looking for, he was already detained. You know, like I said, I always send my condolences out to the family because, you know, they need it. You know, they dealing with this, and I do think that people need to say her name as well. You know, let's stand for Bree. Let's stand for Breonna Taylor. Let's hashtag her name too. Hashtag justice for Breonna Taylor. Let this be a full investigation and find out why this is happening. And those cops are not taking off their jobs. So we don't know how this is going to go down. And this is happening, I think, Louisville, Kentucky. But I told you don't pronounce it as Louisville. It's Louisville. Louisville, Kentucky. This happened there. Well, you guys, let me know in the comment section, what do you think about this whole thing? You know, like I said, we can talk about this without being immature. Please be mature. Give your opinion, but don't be nasty. All right? And I'll talk to you guys later.